So going 2 to 3 years ago, I used to release music regularly and had a little bit of a fan base behind it. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I earned a huge amount of money. I wasn't the biggest artist in the world on Spotify to say the least, but I had music out and I had an audience. Fast forward 2 years later, after focusing on music producing for the past couple of years, I've now released a new song, but I don't have that following anymore to promote the song. So how am I going to promote the song and get people to listen to my new song when it's released? Well, that would be through Facebook ads. Still one of the most popular way to promote your music on Spotify, especially if you don't have an audience to begin with. So what I want to do with this video is show you the results of a £217 Facebook ad campaign. It was originally meant to be £250, but I had to do some testing because I haven't run Facebook ads for a while either. But again, £217 Facebook ad campaign to send my new single out to a cold audience to give Spotify that data to try and push the song. Now I'm going to show you the results of the Facebook ad campaign, how I set it up, how I drove people to Spotify from my Facebook ads, and what the results were. Hopefully from doing this Facebook ad campaign, we would see an algorithmic push, because again, as someone who hasn't released music for a while, Spotify probably doesn't really know what sort of people want to listen to my music, so we need to give Spotify that data. This campaign is not about making money. I really want to emphasize that if you're watching this video to profit as a musician from releasing Spotify ads, this isn't the video for you, because this is at the stage if you don't have a following, or if you're just getting into music, or you haven't released music for a while and you want to start building momentum up with your music again and get into your head that you don't necessarily need to be making money at this stage, but you need to be getting fans. Now at the end of this Spotify campaign, we managed to push my monthly listeners to over 1,000. So stick around to in this video to find out the results of how that happened. So with that all out the way, smash that subscribe button right now if you are new to the channel, by the way, and let's dive into my computer and let's look at the statistics for this Facebook ad campaign. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is the proof that we reached 1,000 monthly listeners from this Facebook campaign, which is really cool. Now, part of this traffic is not only just down to Facebook ads, but the algorithmic push that we've got as a result of the Facebook ads that we've done. Now, again, one thing I really want to emphasize is, even though I've released music in the past, you can see I've released songs here. I had a song called Feeling, which got 62,000 streams. We've got one with 13,000, 7,000, 8,000. I have literally not released any music for 2 years. I've been going down the whole music production route with everything, so I have not had any fans stick around really, and this was basically a cold release, which is why for the angle of this video I relied on Facebook ads. So now we're going to go over to the Facebook campaign that I ran. So this is the Facebook ad campaign. It was a £250 budget for the whole song promotion, but because I hadn't done Facebook ads for a while, I really wanted to do a little bit of testing. So the first $30 of this budget I spent on testing. I didn't get any conversions at all of them. Something was really wrong, partly down to the areas I was targeting, which I'll delve more into in this campaign, but also, again, like, I just like to run a test before when it's the first time back. The next song I do, I'll just be able to jump straight back into it and I'll be able to spend more of the budget. So we ended up spending £217 on this campaign to get the song up and running, get that first 1,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So you can see here we got 529 clicks through Facebook. Now again, because of the whole iOS 14 update that happened a while ago now, this result isn't 100% accurate, and it's very likely that we actually got more clicks. We got an average cost per conversion of 41p, which isn't good. I wasn't very happy with that in terms of the campaign, because I've ran campaigns years ago where I was getting 20 to 30p per conversion, but again, this was the first time back. I feel like there's a couple of things which I will improve in the next one, but you know, 41p, it's not awful. It's just there's definitely campaigns that can do better. I had 6 different ad sets which I was running. I was testing them out. So I had house music, Ed Sheeran, Rita Ora. This was just a random one I throw in because I always like to just throw in a random target audience. It targeted EDM, Avicii, Kygo. Now the whole reason why I targeted these artists was because the song was in the pop, but also influenced by tropical house as well in EDM. So I wanted to target especially house music, EDM, Avicii, Kygo. But I just threw in a couple of pop artists there because this is kind of a pop song, so I wanted to test out them parameters. And the two that came out on top was the EDM and Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran actually was the cheapest in the end with a 37p cost per conversion. So if I'd kept running this, I probably could have done a lot better with another £30 and maybe got this below the 40p mark, which is, you know, that again, it's okay. We reached 80,000 people, made 131,000 impressions. So overall, again, the campaign's okay. I'm just going to take you down to the ad set level. So each ad set level, I had 4 ads running. This was my music video caught up into different parts to basically just test the ad set and see if the verse or the pre-chorus or the chorus would perform better. And overall, I used campaign budget optimization this time round by Facebook, and this is actually kind of one of my regrets. So you can see that Facebook basically pushed the whole campaign budget for my Turin one to my ad 4, which I believe was towards the end of the chorus, and I got 36p per conversion, which again, that's okay, we take that. And if we just look at maybe another one, like so the EDM, which is the second most popular one, you can see for the ad set of this one, I eventually combined everything together, that's why there's a lot here. But again, ad 4 was the best performing. So it's why it's good to have 4 different ad settings. You never know which one's going to do best. In the next campaign I run though, I will be not having campaign optimization on, so I can actually run all of these ads side by side to get some better results. Now when we jump over to HypeEdit, which is the smart link that I use to as the middle point to send people over to Spotify, Apple Music, we actually got 702 clicks. Worked out that I sent out a couple of like messages to Instagram artists, but I wouldn't have got any more than 50 clicks. So as a rough guesstimate, I can comfortably say definitely got over 600 clicks on the Facebook ad campaign, even considering the fact that if we look here, it says 529. So that's the iOS 14 kicking in. So for £217, we've ended up with 702 people going across to the song to listen to it, which is very cool. This is HypeEdit, by the way. I've used this now for couple of years. It's really good for smart links, and it's a really good way of tracking as well. You can see that I mostly targeted people on Instagram for the actual Facebook campaign. We've got 827 visits and 565 clicks with a good conversion rate of 68, which is better than Facebook. A lot of these came from my Facebook page though, these Facebook ones, I think. So the reason why that's a little bit higher, I've run Facebook in the past when I do the placements, and it's never really good. We also did get a couple from Twitter as well, but again, you can see the majority came over from Instagram, and I did run the Facebook ad campaign to Facebook at first, but I stopped after a while because the conversion was really bad. I actually manually stepped in for the Facebook optimization tool and got rid of it. So quickly going back to the Facebook ad campaign, one thing I also want to say as well, only doing Instagram feed placements and Facebook feed placements, and then eventually I did switch to just Instagram. I don't like using Reels or Stories. I find you can actually get a really expensive cost per conversion. That's just my experience. You may think differently, but again, you're up to date now with how the Facebook ad was set up. So we go into Spotify now, where we get the final results. My song got rather 3,696 plays, and it was released on March the 17th. And you can see how the song has grown. Now, one thing I want to say is this £250 that I did spend, I wasn't planning on earning this money back. This is money just again to grow an audience back listening to my song on Spotify and get people back in to release a couple more songs, get a little bit of a waterfall effect going. So you can see the song started out. This is before the Facebook campaign actually came in. We did get a couple of streams on the first couple of days of the weekend. That's cool. And then here, this is the first day that the Facebook ad campaign really started to tick over. It was very expensive this day. It was almost like £1 per conversion, and we were spending at £10 to £20 a day. Not ideal, but you can see that once the Facebook campaign got optimized and got the momentum going, you can see we had some very, very consistent growth. Now, the Facebook campaign stopped here on the Tuesday, I believe. Yes, it was the Tuesday, the 28th of March. So you can see there was a little bit of a dip there the day after we stopped it. But this is when the algorithm has taken over. And you can see since running this Facebook ad campaign, we're now getting the rewards of running it. So the one thing that really I've noticed is with this really good stat here, listeners own playlists and libraries. This did very well for getting playlist ads. You can see if we go to here, 132 playlists this has been added to, and you'll see right here the really nice little Spotify release radar bump that we've got. This is since I've stopped running the Facebook ad campaign, because the whole point of the Facebook ad campaign is to feed data to Spotify to get it shared to the right people. So we're now getting the rewards of doing that. So 341 streams so far from the release radar, and our music's getting streamed in a lot of summer playlists. That's the angle I went for. Is this been a summer song? And it's not summer yet, but this is what's been really helpful in getting streams going and getting listeners to it. So overall, I'm really happy with how the song's done. And the good thing is we can look at these stats because I haven't released any music for ages, and you can see what my listeners was like before I started running the Facebook ad campaign. And you can notice a massive difference. The growth that my Spotify's got has been literally, like, as a percentage, 886% bigger, and we've got over 1,000 listeners now. Now, without the algorithmic push of Spotify this Facebook ad campaign wouldn't have got me 1,000 monthly listeners by itself. But the thing you got to remember is the whole point of Facebook ads is to get enough people in early doors to your song to give Spotify that information that it needs to push the song out to the right audience, people who might like it. Unfortunately, I don't have a similar artist section at the moment, so that's why for me, Facebook ads is a really important driving factor as someone who doesn't have a fan base behind it. Now, one little cool stat I want to quickly show is the release engagement. So you can see as well, I had 32 people stream the song based on who'd followed me already. I do have 18 and 15 followers, but again, I haven't released music for so long. This is a really small percentage, which is why, again, the Facebook ad campaign was so important. If we go to location, you will see that United Kingdom has been one of the best listener ones. That is because the release radar, it knows I live in the UK, so it's pushing out to the UK and the US as well. But you could probably see from here down, this is the main results of the campaign. Now, I targeted country-wise. The only place I didn't target was Asia and Africa. They're the only ones because there's a lot of bot farms, so I don't like to target, but I targeted everywhere else in the world that has Spotify. So you can see that the best ones that we got was Brazil, Germany, and Mexico. I'm not sure how we've managed to get 32 listeners in India and 27 listeners in the Philippines, because I genuinely have not targeted Facebook ads there. I can only assume that it's come from some other source. I don't know. That's actually surprised me. But Sweden, Spain, France, Japan is on there as well. Australia. So there's some really strong countries on there as well. European countries, and there's also South African countries there as a mix as well. So the audience has actually been really good. So the cost that will, the price rather that we'll get per stream won't be in the 0.002. We might get a 0.3, 0.004. Sorry. So, and some other really cool things that you can see here is the playlist ads as well. We had a really strong amount of playlist ads as well while this campaign was running. You can really tell when the campaign was running as well, because you can see when it drops off when the campaign finishes. And we have an average of 4 streams per listener, which is really good, really strong. We had 422 saves, which is just about a 50% save rate, which is good. And we got 3,696 streams. So from a $210 pound Facebook ad campaign, I'm really happy with the results. Actually, one last thing I'll show you as well before I forget is the followers as well. This is what we've got in terms of followers. We started on 815 and we finished at the moment on 891. So that again is another cool little statistic that we got. So yeah, that is the results from a £217 Facebook ad campaign, pushing my new single out to a cold audience to get new people to listen as I was releasing a song again with no following behind it. So we really needed to highlight the importance of Facebook in this instance, and also show that Facebook's still a very good way to promote music on Spotify. Again, it's not about making money, it is about just trying to get an engaging audience again and give Spotify that data to long term as you release more music, know that they can push it out to the right people for you. So yeah, what I'm going to do is in 2 weeks time, I'm going to do an update video to see what the algorithmic push results were, because this has only just started over the weekend. Release radar has been getting better and better every day. So I'll be really interested to see how many streams this song gets from release radar as a result of this Facebook ad campaign in a couple of weeks. So again, that is a video for a couple of weeks time. But till then, smash that subscribe button as it's the best way to support the channel. Thank you for making it this far. If you have, keep making music, and I'll see you in the next video.